Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this new video. Today officially begins the second season of the Tune It Up series. And this second season sees us bringing it to the screens of this channel. The Honda CBR 650R Model ER 2019, which from the 2023 version, the latest released at this moment on the market, changes relatively little. If it weren't for a graphic restyling and an update in terms of anti-pollution regulations, from Euro 4, in fact, as an engine, we have moved to a Euro 5 engine. Technically, the bike remains unchanged, in fact, cycling. The frame and engine are virtually the same. The inline-4 engine is one of the few remaining engines that can be detuned and driven with an A2 license on the Italian market. However, unlike the Panigale V2 from Japan, it has just finished and presented to you here on the channel. I'll leave everything up to the right. It doesn't start from an all-stock configuration. That is all original. Instead, the owner has made some modifications. We find a braking system with galfer discs and aeronautical braided tubes, semi-handlebars Bonamici, as well as the footrests, and then sweetly at the end, complete MIV exhaust with a map made on the bench and BMC filter. And here it is. You've probably already recognized it. It's Mr. David's motorcycle.
Hello guys.
Good morning. How are we doing? Are we excited for this new project?
We are excited.
Especially since you've definitely seen all the work done on Giacomo's motorcycle, and then you decided to take advantage of these little discounts reserved for the series to install certain components on the new season of UNITAP, and I'm proud and happy about this, as you well know. And for those who are new to the series, I'm going to explain what's happening right now with the owner by my side. I'm going to ask him what is the main component he would like to change on his motorcycle. This is because in the UNITAP series, I want to tailor the motorcycle, not only from a graphic point of view, so in terms of design, but also from a performance point of view. Davide, what would you change about this CBR 650R?
Absolutely the suspensions.
Why?
Definitely the suspensions, because it's the bike I would like to use most on the track. It's a bike that is not made for the track. And I had the A2 license, so I have this bike and I don't want to change it. And so I want to adapt this bike to my driving style.
Okay, so basically a bit like Giacomo, maybe in a slightly lesser way. You want to turn your bike into a track-ready one, in many quotation marks. Because Giacomo's was much more suitable compared to this CBR that was born as a road bike, as a road sports bike. But I think we can find an equally enticing combination which will enhance the components that you have already installed on your CBR to get indeed to checkers, with the use purely or mainly for sports on the track. Well, it's time to go and try it out. For those who have been following me for a while, they will certainly remember that I have already tried the little red beast on the track in a round at Sagittario, where something had already not convinced me at the time. The levers are pitiful. The pump, if I start to do track, I would change it, as well as the tubes that are not braided but are rubber. The pedal, not so much either. I mean, they're not bad, but if maybe we go to put those from Bonamici, as we were saying, they can certainly do better. Let's see though, in a road use, how this Honda's inline-4 behaves, and let's see if and how to improve it. The moment has arrived. Davide, here are the keys. Cue the music, let's go. And let's start right away talking about this CBR 650R and find out how it behaves on the road. A motorcycle that made its debut on the Italian scene in 2018. Ending then in 2020, the production to make room for the restyling to the updated Euro 5 version, a motorcycle that from the Honda price list cost only 8,990 euros at the time. Its weight is around 207 kilograms in running order, with a tank capacity of 15.4 liters. But unlike my Street Fighter, I can assure you that they are enough to cover at least 200 kilometers. Let's start, as usual, the test from the driving comfort. How is it to ride the 650R? Well, I must say not bad. The original saddle offers a good non-slip cover and good padding. And this precisely because the bike has generally been designed with the purpose of urban use. One of the problems I remember encountering during the track test was precisely that of the footrests. Footrests, which as mentioned earlier, were replaced with Buonamici footrests. So we know that that part of the problem has already been solved. The current position with the footrests installed by David is not bad at all. We have definitely shifted the balance towards track use. And thanks to the half handlebars from the same house as the footrests, we managed to have a slightly more loaded setting on the front. The air protection is quite good. The aftermarket windscreen installed by Davide allows us to be a bit more covered, but I'm sure we can do better. And I must say that despite the tires not being very fresh, since they are coming from 2 days at Mugello, the bike is quite fast in direction changes. One of the most criticized parts by Davide on the bike were indeed the suspensions. So let's take advantage of it and let's talk about it. At the front we find a Showa separate function fork, obviously upside down, absolutely not adjustable, that is, you can't do anything with it at all. At most, just like David did, he went to replace the springs and oil to harden it a little bit. But this, of course, has had negative effects on the ride, especially on the track. Because we find ourselves with a stiffer front and a rear left completely stock, so soft like Play-Doh. In fact, while following it, you get the feeling of being a shopper, which doesn't make sense. And at the rear, in the end, we find a similar situation with a mono that has very few adjustments. Perhaps, from what I remember, only the preload. To complete then the cycling discussion, we find a braking system already improved from the standard one, which left something to be desired on the track, from what I remember. Braided tubes and 310 Galfer discs have been a nice improvement. The axial pump, however, certainly does not give the best possible performance on the track, so it will definitely be something we will replace. Speaking of the engine, we find a 4-in-line, obviously liquid-cooled Euro 4 as I anticipated at the beginning of the video, with a power declared by Honda of 95 horses. Currently, however, if you remember well, I told you that the bike is benchmarked with complete NIV exhaust and BMC filter. So we will try to also bring this one to the bench to let Roberto work some magic. And in addition to improving its performance, make it a bit sharper in the low rev ranges. In fact, one thing I noticed right away, even before turning on the cameras to record this video, is that it's a bit dead underneath. It's true, all 600s have this tendency, but I'm sure that with some small adjustments in the workshop, we will definitely be able to change this habit. Another thing I want to change related to the engine is the throttle control. In addition to being very annoying because it has a really significant play, it also has a very long stroke, which, as you well know, is not optimal for track use. Another downside of this 650 is the fact that the transmission is not electronic. By now, you know what I think. In 2023, for me, all motorcycles should have an electronic transmission. Having said that, guys, I think it's time for goodbyes. All that's left for me to do is to say goodbye and remind you to subscribe to the channel by clicking the red free subscription button. I'll let you in on this secret. It costs nothing but helps a lot. Then, activate the bell so you don't miss the next video releases of this project, as well as all the other videos that I bring to the channel weekly. Then leave a comment and a like below the video, maybe letting me know right in that comment section. What kind of graphics or colors would you like to see on this CBR? Since then, I will create the graphics with Giulio Design. See you next video. Bye, guys.